Go ahead. Turn it up. It's the Record Machine Show with your host, Jimmy Howe.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Suicide Bombers, singer, guitarist, Chris Damien Doll. How you doing, Chris?
Excellent.
You're still in Norway, right?
Yeah.
Nice. How's the weather there today?
It's not as bad today, but there's been a lot of snow this winter, and it came really early, and it's probably going to be here like for long. And it's like you always kind of had this romantic things from all the snow that it was when you were a kid, and it isn't like this anymore. But this winter is really insane. So it's been cold as well, but it's not that bad today.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine because I used to live in New Jersey, and he tells me there's like 12 inches of snow and counting still. It's been snowing since early this morning. He hates it.
Oh, yeah. It's the same here. It was snowing again now, and it's just like I got some cross-country skis from an old guy, an old colleague. And I think, and when my mom heard of this, she bought me shoes and this sticks for your hands, and I just figured, fuck, the last time I went cross country skiing, Ronald Reagan was probably president, you know?
That's funny.
But I went out 2 times and didn't kill myself. So I'm going to try and do that. It's like, I can't just be drinking and partying either.
No. Yeah, no, that's not good, especially as we get older.
Yeah.
You know?
I know. It's just, it's this thing that you do when you got, it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like when your album is finally out and you, the reviews are good and it's easy to get interviews and stuff like this. It's kind of like, I call it this, I don't know what the English expression is for it, but you know, if some fast runner, when he already won, he just runs slightly slower around the track and waves at the people.
Yeah.
That's what this period in the band feels like. And I like to have a few beers when I do interviews, and there's interviews every day. So today I'm not drinking. I'm staying sober for you, man.
So it was your victory lap is what you were saying.
Yeah, victory lap. Fuck, that's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you got a lot to celebrate, right? I mean, the last time that we spoke on the air was actually 3 years ago. Can you believe that? It was June of 2020, and since then you've recorded and released a brand new album titled "All for the Candy." Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it's been too long. Usually we're on like this two-year thing where we try to have an album out every 2 years, but there's been so much stuff that happened. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's first of all, it was two years of COVID, and people don't really think of this. They think that if you can't play live, then at least you can work on a new record. But the problem is that it was always these tentative dates, right? So like next month you can play, but not this month. So we moved 10 gigs around, a lot of work, and then next month we can't play them then either, so we moved them 3 months ahead. And the thing that's really time consuming is that you either rehearse for a concert or you rehearse your new songs for the studio, right? Mm-hmm. So you start rehearsing new songs, and then it's so this stuff took a while. I also had a daughter just before the last record, and I had a divorce in between, so there's been a lot of stuff going on in private as well. So so finally now to have All for the Candy out just feels great. It's it's a 10-track record with the intro and an outro, as we usually do, and so far we've gotten like 9 out of 10 and 5 out of 6 and 10 out of 10 reviews for it, and people say it's our best record, and it feels like they've been saying that with every record we've done.
Yeah, I mean, everyone I've heard so far is great. I love this one as well.
Yeah, thanks. I really, but it's just like, I don't know. I mean, I feel really good about it, and I felt really good about Murder Couture as well, and all of them pretty much. But it's the thing though is that when you're really, really working on a record, you'll know if it's good or if it's not good. I mean, instantly. But it's hard to kind of see where you'd rank that album among your other records, because you kind of lived with those other records for long. Mm-hmm. So we did a little bit different this time. We did something different in the studio to make it even tighter, and it worked well. We also did we record remotely most of the time, but me, C Slim, our bass player, and Stevie Teaze, the lead guitar player, decided to do all the backing vocals together this time, so we could like produce each other, because doing that remotely is just like so much back and forth. Like, could you do it again a little bit different there? And so that's what we did. We had a Trond Holter. His stage name is Teeny. He's in a band called Wigwam. Mm-hmm. They're kind of, or at least were riding high on this Peacemaker series, as they had the opening track there with a dance and everything, and we had him mix it. Maria and Rachel Maxwell, who usually does our intros and outros and stuff like that, did the mastering. Mm-hmm. So having somebody new mix it was also a new thing, and I think we probably got a little bit fatter guitar sound probably, and I also like the vocal productions. It sounds, I don't know, just a little more. It sounds produced, like it sounds properly mixed, but it's a little more naked. than the effects I've used in the past.
Yeah,
So
it's got a nice sound to it. Now, who did the album art? It's pretty cool.
who did what?
The album art, the cover.
Her name is Tina. She's a good friend. She also did the last record. And as like it put it all together, the photos were shot by Dan Nachtnebel, who I think shot all our covers. And the set that you see on the cover is like this Alice in Candyland kind of band there with this huge candies. That was all built by C. Slim, our bass player.
Very cool.
We were just throwing ideas around, and we finally landed on this, to use this song title as an album title. And it's just like, it would be cool to have some depth to the cover this time, not just the band standing in line like we usually do against a cool background. Do something more like the sex tapes where we had a couch and it was just like, you got more depth in the picture. And I figured if we're gonna do that, we're gonna need some props. And then it just kind of grew from there until Slim all of a sudden sent us. We have this band chat on Facebook, and he sent us these pictures of these huge lollipops and stuff. And I was just laughing my ass off. Like, this is gonna be really cool.
Yeah, it came out great.
Yeah. So for the intro this time, we did instead of we have this American guy, Dave Durkel, and he usually does our spoken word intros that we make. Usually they sound like an old-fashioned 80s movie trailer or something like this. But this time we decided to get as many girls as we could, and they all speak the album title in their native tongue.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's. I think it starts off with somebody from Argentina. There's Germany. There's Japan. Incidentally, I could not get any Norwegian girls to do it.
Wow.
but it was great fun. So, and of course, the outro is usually over a motherfucking out. That's our kind of our slogan. And we had a French girl say it really quietly this time.
Very cool.
It's the same thing.
So it's available now, the album? It's available on all the streaming platforms, and you're selling physical copies as well, right?
Yeah. It was, I think it was 2nd of February. It was released on all digital platforms, and we have it, of course, on CD and 180-gram vinyl. Nice.
Vinyl, you can't go wrong with that, right? I mean, everybody's digging vinyl now.
Yeah. I dig them too. I have a huge CD collection and a huge vinyl collection, and it's just something. I mean, I'm one of these people who really love physical records because I guess the thing I like, the covers and the artwork and stuff, but I also like to make a decision.
Right.
I like if I'm on Spotify as well when I'm out, walking or whatever. But like I like to pick a record and say, okay, this is coming home with me. This is going to be in my collection. This is a good album. Right. Whereas on Spotify, you just skip back and forth, listen to half a song here, hear another band there and stuff like this. But at home, I only play vinyl and CDs, and I always play them all the way through.
Nice. So yeah, you can't. You don't get the same experience through Spotify or Amazon Music as you do going to that record store and then bringing that vinyl home and opening it, just to smell it right off the press, and then to look at all the liner notes and the lyrics and everything and the pictures. You can't beat it. It's just no other experience like it.
I agree, and I also remember this from when I was a kid. Just to sit there. Like I would sit on the floor in front of the stereo. Now at least I can sit on the couch, but just to sit there and kind of read the lyrics. And when there's a guitar solo or a riff going on, you look at the pictures, and then you're back to the lyrics. And that's kind of like a real, like proper, really enjoying a piece of art, I think.
Yeah, and it makes the listening experience a lot more enjoyable, I think.
Absolutely.
Now, let's talk about a couple of songs here on the album. They're going to be featured in this podcast, All for the Candy and Tonight Belongs to Us. What's the story behind those two songs?
The story behind this, I can do this first, but the story behind the songs on this record is different from the others. Like, because what I usually do when I write an album is that look through my drawer of ideas and I pick the songs that I'm going to finish. And then I basically just finish the 8 or 10 songs that will be on the record. I mean, Slim also writes. But this time, because of, family situation and all of this stuff, I told the guys that I'm just gonna finish the songs that are most finished and put them in our drive folder, and you can check out the demos if you want, but it's not certain that they will all go on the album.
Mm-hmm.
So we had about 10 songs pretty early on, and I think they were all great songs, but I think me and I think maybe also Stevie weren't really feeling the album. It was kind of like, yeah, these are all good Suicide Bombers tracks, but together they are not a great record. And so I after contemplating this a bit, I came to the guys and I said, I got 3 songs at home, and at least 2 of them are, hit single potential. And if you will give me a little bit extra time, I will finish those songs and we can skip 3 others from the record.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically what I did. And I came in then with Videodrome 2049, Dynamite Playboys, which was the pre-album single, and Tonight Belongs to Us. And Tonight Belongs to Us was supposed to be the album launch single. It's one of my favorite songs on the record, but we just didn't manage to finish the video in time. So we went with All for the Candy. So, but the video is going to be finished later, of course. All for the Candy is the accidental title track of the record.
Okay.
With every second record we have, either the title comes first or it comes last, and this time it came last. So we were just going through the songs and lyrics and stuff, and I just told the guys, fuck, we can call the record All for the Candy. And They were like, yeah, didn't nobody think of that? And that's a hard-hitting rock and roll tune, maybe a little more bluesy than our other stuff, but not too obvious.
Uh-huh.
And we're playing both of these songs live. So
Very cool. Now, how do you go about composing a new song? What comes first, the melody or the lyrics?
Kind of depends. Usually the lyrics come last, like the finished lyrics, but I'm one of these guys who go around and collect ideas for songs. So I have, and those could be like 2 sentences of lyrics with a melody and an attitude, or it can be nearly a complete song. But usually a lot of times it will be those 2 sentences. If I'm not sitting around with a guitar, then it could be a guitar riff or something like this. But and then what I do is that I just collect them, like I hum into my phone or write stuff down somewhere, and then when it comes time to kind of write the record, that's when I look at all the ideas and have to finish something. So that's basically how I do it. A lot of times I wish that I would be one of these people who write 2 or 3 finished songs every day and just keep at it, but I'm not built like that. I have to have a lot of pent up stuff and then just kind of work on it and get it all out.
Nice.
And I'm also one of these guys who usually have a pretty fixed idea of the emotion I want the song to come with. So I'll just work on it until that's, and that comes from not just the lyrics, but it comes from how you sing them and guitar parts and all of this stuff. And it's just, so I just like to do that. And I also, if I think I have a good idea for a song, I will rather work on that idea until the song it has reached its full potential and it's really good, rather than to just say, okay, this didn't turn out, I'll write another one. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Cool. Now, what tools or instruments are essential in your songwriting?
I write everything on a guitar mostly.
Mm-hmm.
I have like Cubase and a studio on my computer at home, so I'll try and write stuff just by using a guitar. But once it starts kind of developing, I'll record it, and I'll do detailed drum programming, record a couple of guitars, bass, and sing and do backing vocals, and pretty much like finish a whole song, of course, with the drum machine. But I found that's the best way of doing it, because it's not always that the band will start rehearsing a song like right when you wrote it. So if you have a proper demo, you can just like leave it, forget about it, and then you bring it up again later. Whereas if you didn't have a demo, you have to remember all of these small details and things that you wanted to be there. So yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Slim, our bass player, does the same. He also delivers complete demos.
Do you record a lot of ideas with your cell phone too? Like if you're not in your studio, like say you're out and you think of something, do you use your phone to record what you're thinking?
Yeah, a lot of times. The problem with that, though, is that a lot of times, especially if you're working on a melody isn't really a melody, because a melody is several notes, but it's notes that change behind there that makes it a harmony. So kind of like the guitar chords or the bass or whatever that works against the vocal melody. So if I'm out walking and I just hum in like a couple of lines or something like this, and I have a fixed idea of what the bass should be like, but I forget that. So I always try to kind of do it when I have a guitar or something like this. And sometimes I will hum both the bass and then do the vocals afterwards, but it never fits. Got hundreds and hundreds of stuff like this.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Now, when releasing a new album, is track sequence important to you?
That's one of the most important things. That's like the secret weapon of a record, I think. And it's especially important for like bands like us who also do CDs and vinyl, because you kind of want if people buy physical product, they will listen to all of it, whereas on Spotify they'll probably skip, like we said earlier.
Right.
But the sequencing of a record is to make sure that all the songs shine. That's kind of the thing. And there's so many things. You can't put two songs that are too similar after each other. Also, if you have a song that you want that song to feel like an up-tempo, kind of upbeat, rocking good tune, you can't have a song that's faster before it,
Right.
Because so there's so many things. And I usually do the track order for our records, and I've also done the track order for several other bands. So just ask me if I can help them, and a lot of times it will be good. And I think a lot of it is just like a feeling, but then I also have a lot of like parameters that I try to work out, For this record, I think I had 5 or 6 different running orders before I landed on this. And the difficult part is usually like weird stuff, like what's the second song on side A,
Right.
Because like the opening track and track 3 will probably be pretty much set, or the track 4, or the opening to side B and stuff like this. But the second song of a record is really important, and it has to be just that kind of song, so that's I think a lot of bands are not working hard enough on sequencing the tracks, but that's really important.
Yeah, I think so, because you want to reel them in, and then you want to keep them engaged, and you want them to keep listening until the end, right?
Yeah, and preferably you would want them to listen again when they finish. I mean, like we did when we were kids, and just biked home from school to listen to the latest Kiss record or whatever, and I just kept playing that tape over and over and over again, or Wasp, or one of my favorite bands. Right. That's what I want people to do with this as well, although I do realize it's different times, and kids probably don't do that today.
More people our age, probably the ones buying the physical copies, right?
Yeah, but it's when I go to record stores here in Oslo, I see a lot of kids as well, and there's a lot of like younger artists who are also out on vinyl, like stuff I haven't. I mean, of course, I heard of Taylor Swift. Everyone, I mean, people my age also buy her records, but there's a lot of these typical for younger people records start there, and like. Before, it used to be mostly like rock stuff that was sold to people my age, but now there's younger kids going there as well.
Yep. Now, what impact has social media had on your band's growth and interaction with your fans, would you say?
I think that's a lot, and it's just gotten more as we've gotten better. I think I'm not really sure how you could have a band these days without being on social media, unless you're huge from before, of course. But it's, I mean, that's where we advertise our concerts. That's where we advertise like interviews and records. Yeah, any product, and it's also like where most people contact me. I asked you for an interview and got an interview going tomorrow and one on Thursday, and those were people who mailed me. And yesterday I was talking to Michael Butler of the Rock and Roll Geek Show, and it's just like a lot of that. And you also there's this Facebook groups for this kind of music where a lot of people will just post their favorite bands, some like us, and they will post our video and then spread the word to other people. So I think social media is really great for getting your name out there. Of course, it's a lot harder to kind of make money on your music at this day and age, because spreading the word doesn't equal cash anymore. But we're doing pretty okay anyway.
Yeah, I think since the music business has totally changed. With no MTV, and the radio is a lot different. A lot of people are using satellite or internet radio stations and podcasts and stuff. So social media to me is a great platform to advertise, whether you're in a band or if you have a show like mine, or any type of entertainment. I think it's a great platform for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and we have been using it really actively for this release, like the whole band. We were also we sold out our release party this time, and that's like for America it would be a small club, but for here it's a small country, so it was a quite cool thing. And you couldn't get another person in there with a shoehorn. I mean, there were they were sold out like in advance. So when they opened the door, people were coming the whole night and just turned away at the door. And we were actually, I don't think we had this club more than half full before. So that was really cool. And I think we did good on social media for this one.
That's awesome. Now, I was checking out your YouTube page, and I noticed you have a brand new video up there for the single All for the Candy. Now, do you guys enjoy shooting the music video as much as recording the song?
Yeah, probably. It depends on the video and the situation. Usually, I mean, it's especially like the band shoots where we have the drum kit up and everyone's playing their instruments. It's usually a lot of work, because you have to kind of get all your backline in place and get it up, and you're standing there going through the song like a million times and stuff like this. But it's also always fun when you have girls around, which we did in this video. And I think most of like recording videos or recording music isn't really it's a lot of work mostly, and it's enjoyable because the end result is good. But when you're actually there doing it, you're mostly just working your ass off, whether you're singing or playing guitar or pretending to sing and play guitar in the video.
Right. Now, is there another video coming out anytime soon? Yeah,
we're working on we're working on 2 more videos. We already released 2. From like in October, we had Dynamite Playboys out, this animated thing.
Okay.
And then All for the Candy now with a proper video. And we're working on two more videos. So we'll probably have we call them video singles, but we'll probably have one out in the autumn, and then maybe one after Christmas or something like this.
Nice. Now, do you have any tours or shows coming up you want to talk about?
We got a lot of shows around Norway that's already booked. I think we posted them on social media yesterday, and we're still booking. So there's at least a good 4 or 5 gigs that will happen. And that's all around Norway. And then we got this isn't really finalized yet, but it's said that we'll do a tour of Europe, like in a nightliner with 2 other Norwegian bands. But I can't really give any details until I have them myself. But that's going to be a good one. And we have some good people working for us now. And we're really hoping to do more stuff abroad this time. You know, it would be great to play like the Monsters or Rock Cruise, and also do more of Europe, of course.
What's the most memorable concert or event you've ever played at?
Oh, wow, that's usually I don't remember them at all. No, no, I'm kidding. I don't know. There's like stuff can be cool for like it's either that there's a lot of people and and it's really exciting because of that, like our release party now or other concerts like that. But sometimes like the most memorable concerts for me are usually when I feel like I'm really delivering, especially the singing. So we did one in Flekkefjord, a town in Norway, a few months back, because a lot of the songs on the new album have really high-pitched vocals, and it's a lot of work because my voice isn't really that high. But I can do it. But at this concert, I wasn't, or there's been a couple of shows like that. I couldn't just nail the notes, but I felt that I had kind of like room to play with above those high notes. And it was just like, wow, I can really sing now. So it's the concerts where I feel like stuff like that is happening is usually really special. But yeah, the bigger crowds, the more fun we have.
Awesome. Now, how do you decide on your set list for each concert?
Oh, that's a great question. That's really hard. I mean, we don't do it for we don't do them for each concert. I mean, even if we're just, I mean, Norway is a small country, so our tours will usually be like Fridays and Saturday gig because it makes no sense to play at Tuesday in some town when you can get there the next weekend. But but we usually make a set list for a whole tour. And what we did with Murder Couture and also with All for the Candy now is that we started by picking which songs we wanted to play from the new record. We ended up with 6 songs, and then we started looking at the set we had from before, and we were like, okay, so that means we got to skip a good 5 or 6 songs here. And then Slim, I think it was Slim or Lyle, our drummer, had an older song that we haven't played in a while that they also wanted to play. So it was, it's really difficult, you know, and it's kind of like there's discussions and we usually agree, but this time we had to skip a few songs I thought we would always play, but it was like, okay, it's either we don't negotiate with terrorists and easy access, or it's 2 from the new record. And all of us wanted to play stuff from the new record. So, but we haven't forgotten about those songs. We might bring them back later, but
right.
The thing I want to say is that like, I remember when I was a kid and like, in the 80s, early 90s, when bands would really go out and promote their latest album. It was like they played a lot of songs from the new record and they were proud of it and wanted to show it to people, and they played all their old hits as well, whereas a lot of those bands now haven't really had any hits since then, so their set list is the same for every tour.
Right.
And I much rather like to kind of like gear the set around the last record so that people know that if they go and see Suicide Bombers on the All for the Candy tour, they'll get a completely different concert than they did on Murder Couture, Suicide Idols. I mean, it makes sense to go and see us every time if you like the band.
Now, when you put that list together, is it sort of like when you make the album, the sequence, is it important for the live show as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's both more and less important because, I mean, you can you have more to toy with live, right? You talk a little bit between the songs, and you can kind of it's not all the same rules, but it's still a little bit. You want to hit them hard at the beginning, and you also want to end with most of your better known songs, and you got to make sure that the part in the middle with the lesser known or newer songs isn't too long, so you got to spread them out. And also there's for the playing, right? It's mostly my vocals that I have to, but where do I fit the difficult songs? And also with Lyle Starr, our drummer, will sometimes say that, I don't want to do, like, this song is, if I'm going to do these two songs after one another, I'll be exhausted, or something like this, So it's more about, I think, more about the performance than about the actual sequencing, but a little bit of that too.
Cool. Now, do you guys got a website that you'd like to promote?
Not anymore. We're on YouTube and Facebook as / Suicide Bombers Music, and we're on Instagram as Suicide Bombers Official with underscores between the words. We don't have a website, but if you live in America and want to get a CD, we have an American distributor. So if you Google, they have a Big Cartel shop. So if you Google Big Cartel and Frontline Entertainment, you will get straight to their shop, and you will save a ton of money on shipping, because it's shipped domestically from the US.
Very cool. And that they have the vinyl and the CDs, right?
No, they just have the CDs because it's so difficult for me to bulk ship vinyl to America. I mean, if you bulk ship CDs, a few jewel cases might be broken, but if you do the same with vinyl, it's like the actual product will be broken. So I haven't dared to do it yet.
Oh, okay.
So if you want the vinyl, you can get that from something called tigernet.no. That's in Norway, so it's going to cost a bit to get it over.
Okay, that sounds good. Now, is there anything you'd like to mention that we didn't talk about today?
Oh, I forgot what we talked about. What I wanted to say with the social media and YouTube and the streaming platforms and stuff like this is that if you like the band, hit the follow button. Because I never realized it, but that's kind of important, apparently, that you have a lot of followers. So we're not going to bother you with anything. It's just like, if you like the band, hit follow, and you'll know when there's new music or a new video or something like this up. And
awesome.
That's basically it. Check out the record.
Very cool. Well, Chris, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been a long time. I'm glad we got a chance to catch up, and I really dig this album, and I wish you the best of luck with this.
Excellent. Thank you, man. And thanks for having me on again.
You're welcome.
Always enjoyable.
Yeah, hopefully next time it won't be 3 years.
I hope so.
You know? You know, when you put out the next one, got my contact information, hit me up. I'd love to have you back on again.
Excellent. I will. Absolutely.
Can I get that catchphrase before we leave?
Over and motherfucking out.
Peace out, brother, all right?
Peace out.
Take care.
Okay, bye.
You're here to riot crazy, and we're so
Record Machine Show is a weekly radio podcast produced by Jimmy Hall Productions. All rights reserved. For information regarding distribution or adding this podcast to your website, please visit our contact page at therecordmachineshow.com to submit your request. Thanks for listening. See you next time on The Record Machine Show.
The Record Machine Show.